A couple of nights before the final Pasola battle, Daddy and his friends came to take us to the Pajura boxing match. I was slightly worried about riding on the back of a drunk Pasola warrior's motorbike through jungle roads and without a helmet. But I got there in one piece. Before the boxing began, we met with the Pajura Ratu, who must be the world's coolest looking boxing referee.
Dari dulu sudah pisah memang. Wihura dengan perai bakul. Wihura dengan perai bakul ini rayakan ya ke istilahnya di sini ya inu ifang udah menon. Tidak tahu yang mana. Di luka itu kita tahu yang lebih sakit itu sudah yang tahun musim kemarau dia yang lebih panen. Tinggal wihura sudah penuh, perai bakul juga sudah penuh. Ya mulai sudah. Tergantung bulan sudah cerah di bawah, mulai sudah.
Some people get drunk and then sometimes they make the Pajura itself becoming a place for them to riot.
So people get drunk and crazy.
They go wild.
Ya kalau tidak kacau sampai pagi. Yang ikut buku bukan itu yang kasih kacau, tapi ini orang yang di luar yang bikin kasih kacau, begitu lagi.
Even if you are not the Pajura fighter, they will beat you.
Oh shit!
It's dark, right?
Sandy. Okay, I think we need to stop filming now.
Yeah.
Are you gonna box?
Ini pakai lampu ini ikat di
Okay,
pohon.
okay. So one of the boxers just came up to us and told us in a pretty threatening way to get rid of the lights because apparently it interferes with the boxer's vision. That's how you punch people, like this? Wow.
Baik kan? Ini sorong. Seperti tusuk ya? Iya, tusuk. Wah.
Are you gonna go fight an enemy now?
Ini dia bukan masalah cari musuh, tapi lawan. Misalnya kalau di situ sudah siap, nanti wanita ke atas dengan wanita ke bawah misalnya, toh? Wanita ke atas dengan bawah. Jadi
Everyone's running down to the shore, so I think the fighting has started. Okay, so we need to move back because the fight is just going to start here where we're standing.
Fights were kicking off all over the place. If a Pribakul spotted a Waihura, they would fight.
Yeah, I decided to get out of there because I was stuck between one guy trying to grab my tits and the other one trying to grab my ass. And I also figured if things actually kick off and there are thousands of people and it's really hot, I don't want to get trampled to death. I did learn how to cheer for the fighters. No? Yeah?
It was the day before the Pasola, and the fighters were all heading to the training field to practice for the following day's battle. I seemed to be drawing a lot of attention as I rode in. Someone later told me that women usually don't ride horses here. The guy even spanked my horse's ass.
There are loads of kids riding these horses. I don't know if they're older than 8, which is both impressive and scary at the same time. Rian, the guy who showed me how to box yesterday, he just got on a horse. We've been riding for a long time.
kecil, mulai dari kecil sudah belajar naik kuda. Bukan hanya anak kecil saja yang orang dewasa. Anak kecil juga boleh, tidak dibatalkan untuk main. Tergantung keberanian, berani untuk bertarung. Ini budaya Sumba, kalau takut berarti tak usah main aja. Harus berani. Berani baru bisa main. Kalau takut duluan berarti tidak bisa main.
Are you going in the Pasola to impress a girl or something?
Itulah sebagai laki-laki bahwa kalau kita ikut pertandingan Pasola, harim-harim juga suka gitu. Hani, bet hani. Cewek Sumba Barat juga bisa saja kalau sudah menyaksikan, sudah lihat, bisa saja rasa simpatinya ada.
Yuk.
Is the Pasola a special occasion where the girls from the villages come and look at all the boys fighting and they want to look pretty?
Something like that.
Yeah? So they try to sort of scout out their future husband?
They will use the bright color like this, maybe.
And what if the boy you like suddenly gets hurt and he gets a spear in his stomach or something?
Maybe it's about screaming and then run and then what happening?
Oh, so you can take care of him. Ah, so that's actually like a good thing if he gets hurt. Yeah. I bought some betel nut in the village. Oh, I think I tried one that was dry before. So does this go more red when you chew it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Everything seems to be revolving around blood. Do you find it scary?
I have no fear, no scary thoughts about that. If you see 3 people dead, then maybe it means that the harvest will go great.
So the more people that die, the better for the harvest.
Yes.
Wow.
People die, the better for the harvest.
Never thought. Yeah, that sounds horrible. But wow, it's really hard for me to grasp. But I understand the sort of. We look at death in a completely different way where I come from because we never talk about it. Everybody pretends they're going to live forever.
It's just something that is sacrificed for the earth.
These sarungs are the most impractical thing ever. You can't walk in them. We're going to a really sacred place now, so we have to keep our voices down. The night before the Pasola, we were invited to the holy village of Ububewi, where 3 Ratu priests were about to begin a shamanic ritual to call the holy Nyala sea worms, which only come to shore once a year, announcing the start of the final Pasola battle. Sharing some betel nut from the holy land. According to tradition, you have to eat betel nut before anything else. Not very graceful. As the betel nuts started to kick in, the Ratu priests got ready and then moved to a stone platform overlooking the jungles and valleys below, where they started calling to the moon. After the ceremony, the Ratu priests began the long procession down the treacherous dark hill to the beach where the Nyala sea worms would hopefully appear. We followed them, nervously trying to avoid the deep cracks that were hardly visible in the dark. We finally got to the beach in the early hours of morning, feeling really drained after being up all night. As the sun was rising, the Ratu priests walked into the water to catch the sea worms they had been calling for since midnight. As well as announcing the start of the Pasola, the Nyale predict the quality of the harvest depending on their color.
Oh, there's some here. Someone there. As far as I could see, the Nyala looked green, brownish, which is probably not a good sign. That would mean a bad harvest with moss and insect infestations.
But I'm not sure. I mean, I'm by no means an expert. I think that's why the Ratus are conferring right now to determine what the color of the Nyali means and when the Pasola should start.
While the Ratu priests were busy with their seaworm conference, Pasola fighters started showing up. Then the Ratus moved to the other side of the beach, where the Pasola was about to start. We bumped into Daddy and wished him luck. Then the battle began.
They're throwing the spears really fast and they're flying into the crowd. There's one that just landed there. I've heard that the crowd is also in a way part of the Pasola, so if a member of the crowd dies or gets hurt, that's also part of the bloodshedding. Oh yeah, that's Daddy. Daddy. He's my favorite fighter. I have a crush on Daddy.
I was worried for Daddy, as I knew he had slept as little as we had the past few days, and now he was up on a horse having spears thrown at him. But he fought like a true warrior.
So apparently what just happened is that the Ratu decided that the Pasola is moving to another field, so now everyone's leaving. So the battle on the beach we just saw, that was just a warm-up. Now we're on a much bigger Pasola field, loads more people. So they just announced something, I'm not sure what they were saying, but I think that means the real Pasola battle is about to begin. And as far as I understand it, it's not going to end until someone's either on the ground bleeding or there's total chaos. There's a lot of official Indonesian police here. But I've heard from the Ratu that they don't really interfere with the Pasola. It all goes according to local law.
The Pasola isn't only a sacred blood sacrifice ritual to ensure a good harvest. It's also the year's biggest sporting event. But instead of teams, they have clans, and Ratus instead of referees. Once a warrior leaves his clan and starts riding into the field, he's free game. Anyone can target him, even when he has his back turned.
Spears are just flying everywhere.
They believe that if you die in the Pasola, you return to the ancestors. A bit like how the Vikings had Valhalla to look forward to if they died in battle. After hours of fighting, stone throwing and chaos erupted. And Indonesian police started firing shots.
Started running and panicking everywhere. People, kids, horses. I'm not sure how many people got injured. I don't know if there's blood on the ground. So Daddy, what happened just here?
Kacau, melempar batu.
Trebako started throwing stones at Waihura.
Ya berhenti sudah, kurang bahagia juga. Kita masih senang Pasola, tapi tiba-tiba kacau.
Hey Herman, very well fought. Did somebody get hit?
Ya. Kena badan, ya, kena kepala, ya, kena mata.
So, was there any blood?
Tidak ada.
Okay. So is that bad news for the harvest?
Itu dia naik kayu, dapat padi.
Hasil tahun bagus.
Rather than the bloodshed I had expected, the Pasola has more to do with venting aggression and resolving disputes between the clans. And once you overcome the fear of being trampled by a horse or getting a spear in your eye, the chaos is actually really liberating. It might seem irrational, but the spirit world is an active part of life in Sumba. They believe it controls the cycles of nature and that life on Earth is merely a stage, so dying is not as much of a big deal here as it seems to be in the West. When we got back to Bali, I started to feel really ill.
We're going to the hospital because I burnt my leg on the motorbike gas pipe. Maybe I caught some gnarly water disease because I was intelligent enough to swim in that river with the buffaloes with an open wound. Yeah, I need to take a blood test just to see what the hell's wrong with me. It's Balinese New Year.
I'll go. Yeah.
So they're gonna scare away all the demons. And then...
Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3.
You know, I stepped on the house of a spirit. And the shaman said I was gonna get ill if I do that.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think.
Just look like.
What was even eerier than the Ratu's predictions coming true was how I started to feel a lot better after the blood had been taken from me. It was almost like the spirit just wanted me to sacrifice some blood,